All right, next 6 minute video. I don't know what it is, but this laptop will not run any video games while I'm recording. It turns into a choppy mess. So choose your next laptop carefully, I guess, because this thing is an i7 and it can't even run. Well, granted, I am putting it under a lot of GPU stress. I think that's what the bottleneck is. I don't think the i7 has anything to do with it. It's just the integrated graphics that is the problem. Oh well, nothing I can do about that now. But next 6 minute video I wanted to talk about today is making promises about yourself. When you make a promise to yourself, it is a dedication, a determination, promise, covenant with your honor and this internal cycle within your brain that says, hey, we're doing this, or I'm going to do that, or we're going somewhere, or whatever, fill in the blank, we're doing this. Hey, we're also getting rid of uhs, ums, and any filler words in this video. So if you hear one of those, make a comment and say, you made a filler word here at 5.28 actually. So that's fine. I'll take that criticism any day of my life. But when you make a promise to yourself, you have to follow through with that. And don't just take it from me as someone on the internet that is telling you have to follow through with that. But if you can't make promises to yourself that you can fulfill, then that'll bleed into other areas of your life with other people, making promises to them that you can't fulfill either. It starts small. It starts small, but a lot of it has to do with respect. First off, you have to respect yourself because you do respect others, and that's why you fulfill your promises to others. Say, yes, I'm going to be there at that time. I'm going to fulfill that. If you don't respect that person a lot, you're much less likely to fulfill your promises to them. And I really hope that a lot of you don't have like a very low respect to a lot of people, meaning that you don't hold up your end of the bargain a lot of the times. But when you have a mutual level of respect for someone, that's why you hold up that end of the bargain. But the reason you don't fill your own promises with yourself is a lack of respect to yourself. I don't know how to fix that. You need to find a pathway or choose something in life that'll make you happy with yourself. Maybe it's some past decisions or you are too hard on yourself. I wouldn't compare yourself to others to kind of give yourself a stat boost or a confidence boost. But look at where you are now and look at where you were a year ago. If you are a different person now, you have grown, and that deserves you respecting yourself from that time and effort that you've taken to get yourself to that point. Anyway, when you're respecting yourself, I want it to take on an effect that you are making a promise to another person. The social contract is real and is super, super, super powerful. You are so much more likely to do something when you promise someone something. When you promise someone to fulfill like a contract or something with your own promise and your verbal agreement to be there or have done this with somebody else other than you, you're much more likely to fill that. And I've already said that, but I want to fill that through because when's the last time someone other than you has told you to do something or asked you to do something you've agreed and you haven't done it? You just flat out refuse to do it. I guarantee it's a very, very small, like almost none of you have done that before because you just don't do that in society, right? It's just unbecoming and you lose all your respect and all your say in the world. Not all of it, right? You do that enough and you're basically dead to a lot of people. Anyway, but pretend that when you promised yourself something, you are promising a different person that something. Choose a person or have someone in mind or write it down. Make the promise separate from yourself. Make it something that you're answering to. Make it make it so when you are faced with that decision with, am I going to follow through with that or am I not going to follow through with that? Make it so it is not you telling, like, reasoning with yourself to get rid, to choose not to do that. Make it so you're reasoning with wherever you have set that expectation. Make it so you're reasoning with that instead of yourself, because it's much easier for your brain to be reasoned out of doing these things that you've promised yourself. When you write it down on paper or something, and or like you write it down on like a reminders app, and it gives you this thing that is, and it just sticks there on your home screen for the rest of the day. It's much harder to ignore that than just saying, "Oh, I'm gonna do my homework tonight," or "Oh, I'm gonna go to bed early tonight." It'll never happen unless that conscious decision shows up in your life, and you have to make a decision. You have to reason yourself out of it, or it's so strong that you can't say no to it. And I feel like our brains are designed in a way that we're very devious and very crafty. So doing a lot of these things, writing it down or putting in reminders note, is very easy to ignore. But it's much less easy to ignore than setting it in your brain and forgetting it. Setting it in your brain and saying, I want to just do this for like the rest of my life. I want to get better at this for the rest of my life. But then when the time comes for you to get better at it, it doesn't even enter your brain, and you're just doing something else out of pure habit. Doing something like this, writing it down or putting it in a reminder's note, or even better yet, implement the social contract in your own life. Tell someone else to tell you to do something is going to be, it's not only a step in the right direction, but telling someone else is a massive leap. It's You're almost guaranteed to do it. I can't I can't even begin to tell you how effective that would be for you. But I digress. That is the end of the 7-minute video, I guess. It's already at 7 minutes, so see